If I were to point out two experiences in my life that shaped me the most, the first would be my year in the Philippines as a student missionary, and the second would be my experience at Weimar College. The interesting thing about these two experiences is that I did both of them for the wrong reasons. I went to the Philippines not because I wanted to serve, but because I was in a relationship that shouldn't have happened in the first place, and I knew that the only way I can escape from it is to leave the country. On the other hand, I came to Weimar to escape what God was calling me to do at that time. You see, I've always wanted to become a businessman. I wanted to be filthy rich. And so when I felt that God was calling me into the ministry at that time, I did not want to do it. And so between business and the ministry, I decided medicine, where I could make what a businessman would make while also serving others as a doctor. And so I decided to come to Weimar to pursue pre-med and to be as close to God as possible while not wanting to fully surrender my love for money and status. What a wrong place to try to do that, because between each dorm worship, corporate worship, conversations with friends, small group worships, class worships, God was constantly knocking on my heart, and I continued to resist. And it was not until I saw before my eyes a demonstration of the great controversy that I finally fully surrendered. I thought I was surrendering a career at that time, but I was wrong. What really had to go was self, pride. Self wanted the status. Self wanted to be looked up to. Self wanted the security that came with knowing that you have done better than others. Self wanted the admiration of others. Self was a true problem. It does not really matter what career path you choose. It's your purpose for doing it that matters. If self is at the center of what you do, your good works is abhorrent to God. Self had to die. If self dies and Christ lives within us, our low self-confidence will be turned into Christ's confidence. Our low self-esteem into Christ's esteem, and our low self-worth into Christ's worth. Through all these experiences, my passion for the medical missionary work never changed. My passion for the medical mission work was ignited when I responded to an altar call to be a medical missionary at a camp meeting at the young age of 10. And although at times that passion has been forgotten, it has never left me. And my experience at Weimar has only strengthened that passion, especially when you see a patient and you start getting off 13 different medications, when you see how he chokes up with tears in his eyes because of his before and after lab results, when he realizes how much God loves him because of the healing power of God. And when because of all of these, he decides to fully surrender himself to God. When you see the patient at depression recovery program surrendering what self is holding on to, that is literally killing them, and accepting what Christ has done, the hope of salvation. And so when I gave up medicine, I thought I was giving up the medical missionary work too. I was wrong. Sometimes God has to lead you into the wilderness before he can lead you into Canaan, just as he did to the Israelites. Sometimes he has to lead you out of Egypt before leading you back into it, like Moses. Sometimes he has to demand the sacrifice of Isaac before giving Isaac back to you. Maybe he had to take away my passion for the medical missionary work, combined with all the complications of self attached to it, before he can make me a true medical missionary. I'm not yet fully sure of what his plans are for me, but I have experienced how he has pieced my wrong reasons together for good, and the best is yet to come. I know that he can do the same for you too. And so I learned the most important lesson at Weimar, that self has to die, and Christ has to live within me. If self dies, I would not have any problems. It would all be God's problems, not mine. Before I end, I would like to give myself a word of advice. Remember that the goal and the purpose is the soul. Keep that goal and purpose before you. Keep Christ within you. Keep self behind you. and you'll never go wrong. Set your affection on things above, not on things on earth. For ye are dead, and your life is hid with Christ in God.